Hey everyone, and welcome tonight to the Rocket Soccer Confederation Major League Playoffs. I am joined here by Art of War, of course, who is our fearless host and broadcaster, and Rumble, who's going to talk to us a little bit about the two teams we're going to look at the first semifinal tonight, the Surge versus the Vikings.
Thanks, Brian. It's really good to be here. Really exciting matchup going on today with Vikings against the Surge. Vikings come in at the number 1 seed, and Surge took out the number 2 seed Dragons on their side of the bracket, the lunar side, and it's some big heavy hitters. It could go either way. Currently, Vikings finished their season 49-11, and Surge has finished their season 40-20. Recently, though, the Vikings did beat the Surge 4-0, and it might play a big factor going into today's game, but talking with other Ninja, he's not too worried. He says we try to push through. We're feeling very confident. He's talked to the guys about today's series, and they're all here today, and they feel like they're playing well as a team. A few standout players that I like to point out from Vikings, the number 1 seed. We have Slurp coming in with 45 assists. We have Zach, who is actually leading with 67 goals. And both of these two are going to work really well together, and they're going to try to synergize and create the right opportunity to score. While their third is either going to be Huggy or Cordell Walker, who's going to have that defensive rotation mindset and just try to feed these goal scorers balls. That's going to be a big factor in them going forward. Slurp was tied for the league lead MVPs and points per game, and Zach was second in that for the first in their conference. But looking at the opponents of Surge, they're definitely nothing to be looked over. They will be coming in stronger than ever. What do you think about the Surge?
Surge, I mean, it's funny because you look at the Vikings and you look at their stats, they're all in the top 5 in both offense and defense, and you just want to be impressed, especially by their record and their stats. But then you look at the Surge, and they're in the top 5. They're top 5 goals, assists, shot percentage, points, pretty close to the top 5 in most defensive categories. They have some great players in Other Ninja and Sonu and Final Fear. And so there's, it's really going to be one of those things where you look at it and you're like, the Vikings swept them the last time they played, and Vikings have a better record. But really, both teams come in very good players, and really it really should be a great matchup. And of course, that's probably the reason why we chose it for our first semifinal.
Exactly. One thing I do want to point out, I just received notice that Final Fear will not be making the game tonight. So that's a big surprise coming forward. I don't believe Vikings know about this, but their sub right is going to have to step up. And that's a big thing that happened. He played against the Dragons, and he stepped up big, and hopefully he can come through again.
Yeah, Final Fear. I mean, he led his team in goals. I mean, Other Ninja led their team in most of the other categories, but Wright's going to have to come in and cover a lot of those goals and those shots. I'm sure he's going to be able to do it, but that'll be a little bit of a surprise to the Vikings. A lot of times when you're not expecting a particular lineup and you're playing against somebody else, that can be, it can kind of make you uncomfortable in that first game. So we'll have to watch that first game to see how the Vikings react to the Surge's lineup.
Definitely going to be very interesting. On the other note, on the other side of the games not being streamed today, it's going to be the Tornadoes against Alpha Squadron, which will be off stream. That's also going to be another really big game. Definitely really close. I asked Vikings and Surge what they thought was going to come out on the other side. And Vikings Slurp said Tornadoes are going to come out 3-1, while Ninja actually picked
Tornadoes as well.
Tornadoes as well, yeah.
Yeah, so they both expect Tornadoes to come in here. Tornadoes, I mean, you could see their stats. Silly Bunny leading a lot of their stats, but Dribbler, such a talented player. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't Dribbler make Grand Champion?
He did. In twos. Remember, we're playing 3v3 today. This is a 3v3 tournament. They did get GC in twos. A lot of controversy around that. going forward, but definitely a team that should not be looked over. They came in, I believe, their last few games. I'll have to double check this, but they went on a pretty big spree in the second half of the season to secure that playoff spot. I believe they were at the bottom. Yeah, they made a really good run in the second half of the season. 4-0ing Monsters, 3-1ing Griffins, 3-1ing Alpha. So going into this game, I mean, like about 3-4 weeks back, they 3-1 Alpha Squadron. That's pretty big, and it's a best of 5, so that's what they'll need.
Yeah, so that's going to be something to look out for. If we can provide any kind of report on the games in progress, we will. But obviously, we will have the winner of that match against the winner of our first semifinal. So, Tornadoes, Alpha Squadron. Did you want to say anything about Alpha Squadron?
Yeah, Alpha Squadron coming in big. A lot of the guys coming over from a different Discord, College Carball Association. Shout out to them. They've provided a lot of really good players coming into this season, and we've seen a huge increase in skill. Alpha Squadron coming in 31-29. Had a pretty good season. Dart seems to be leading most of the goal scoring and assists in the team, as well as shots and points per game. It's going to be Dart, Ashes, and Treelord, and I believe Alpha also plays on his own squad. Once again, another top 5 in shots and just outside of top 5 in points. So another really big team to look out for, and you can't overlook them. I do want to say these guys took out Liches, and that's
right. That's a big one. Right. And they took out Liches, but I believe they may have beaten the Liches before that as well. So it's a surprise in the sense that the Liches had such a good record going into the playoffs, but to defeat them in the quarterfinals in 5 games, pretty special. And I believe I've heard that maybe T-Lore might be playing for Alpha tonight. So we'll have to see what kind of lineup they have and how they fare against the Tornadoes.
Okay, looks like the players are just about loading up.
All right, so then we are ready to go. This is game 1 of the semifinals of the Major League Playoffs of the RSC, and we are on. All right, let's see the team in blue. As you can see, is the Surge, Ether Ninja, right, and Sonu. In the orange, we have the Vikings, Zach, Huggy is playing, and Slurp. Sonu with the first goal, just seconds into the game.
Sonu with the first goal. Ninja getting the dunk on top of Slurp, and Sonu puts it in as no one's there on the near post rotation from Dragons. It must have been some miscommunication going forward. Must be nerves just starting out 1-0 going towards Surge.
See that a lot in the first game of a series. You have teams trying to feel each other out. Let's see how they react to that. Slurp quickly up in the air after that ball. See if the Surge can get it down the field. I love this response so far from the Vikings. They are attacking relentlessly. Huggy with the shot. Other Ninja clears it away easily. Zach up in the air. Slurp has a chance, squeezes it out. Doesn't look like Huggy's going to be able to get to it. Does, but then he's blown up for his efforts. Other Ninja right to Zach off the backboard. Slurp's not going to be able to get to it. Finally, the Surge get it out of their end. They were stuck in there. Great response so far from the Vikings, but still a 1-0 game.
Great defense work coming from Surge. They were pinned down for about 30 seconds there, having to get the ball out constantly every time. And Zach and Slurp were just floating in the midfield, ready to get it out. And now it looks like pressure's kind of switching over to Surge's favor as they're having a good rotation on the Vikings half.
Momentum has swung even when it gets over into the Surge zone. They're able to get it out all the way again. And now here's a shot from right. Zach with the save, blocks it away. Sonu's trying to keep it in, and he's going to get a shot right past Huggy for the 2-goal lead.
Great shot placement from Sonu. Really staying diligent after this ball. He gets a touch off the wall, managed to beat Slurp, and just slips it right into the top right corner. And Huggy's just stunned. He can't believe he saw that go through.
Frozen. Nothing he could do with his positioning. It was just unfortunate for him, but just a great play. Sonu, 2 goals on the board so far for his team. They are up 2-0 with about 3 minutes left to play. They are attacking again. Zach's able to get it out. Finally, he has a chance right here. He's going to have to get it up the wall. Sonu, Slurp. Let's see if Huggy can get it back to Zach. The other ninja has it down to right. Right's got it. Can't get it on goal. Sonu with a laser of a shot, but stopped by Zach. Right's trying to squeeze it past Huggy. Blown up, but is able to get it out just for the moment. Sonu down. Right was waiting for it, but not to be. Zach, that's kind of a soft touch. That might be dangerous. Other ninja in. Slurp takes it. Looks like the Vikings, well, I was going to say they're finally getting out of their zone, but they are stuck. The Surge are doing a great job of keeping it in. Let's see what Slurp can do right here. So far, the Surge have had the possession in their opponent's zone. And let's see if they make any mistakes. They have an opportunity right here if Slurp can get the angle. Sonu with the epic save.
Great defense coming from Sonu. I was just about to praise Surge on their third guy, always staying back and not committing too far. They're noticing the Vikings clears aren't as big as they need to be, and they're just going to sit back and wait. See, Sonu drops back, and he's waiting for the nice clear. And Vikings aren't there to follow it up. I'd like to see them be a little more aggressive on their follow-up shots and passes and really find each other on the field, because they're going to need to work together to get past this Surge defense.
Vikings so far able to get it into the Surge zone, get some shots on the board. Shots are even so far between these two teams, but the Surge have that 2-goal lead with just a minute and a half left in this first game. If the Vikings can score right here, your team's not really in a great position, but Huggy is able to, if he can get it down for Zach right there, but it goes to the side. Slurp's going to try to bring it back. The Surge so far playing good defense. They're set. They're ready. They don't seem to be having any trouble with the Vikings shots. See the other ninja. He's going to get it up to right. Going to lose. No. Yes, he's going to lose that. Looks like the Vikings have a chance for Huggy to get it down. So far, not many real passing plays for the Vikings so far. They do have a few shots, but no real great opportunities except for that one where Sonu had the epic save across the goal line.
Yeah, so far, not as much pressure or as threatening as I believe the Vikings need to be. It could just be first game jitters. Hopefully they maybe try to shake it off, but a nice pressure from Huggy.
Yeah, Huggy has the chance right here. He's going to be able to pop it over Sonu. They are only down by 1 goal with just 23 seconds left.
Plenty of time left. Huggy, great speed to the ball. Ninja can't quite get the touch to the side, and Huggy's there for the good recovery and just puts it back in.
Sonu could not do anything for that. He chose the right thing to try to at least get in the way, but there was no chance. Look at this, a kickoff goal that is so unfortunate for the Vikings as they made it back from 2 goals down, but they are again at that point with 20 seconds left. That is a killer.
Boy, you hate to see it. You do all the hard work. There's still a chance on the clock, and then just like a kickoff goal goes in. Still 21 seconds though. If anyone can come back, it's going to be the Vikings.
Yeah, if they get a goal, they can get it back. They're in the wrong zone here. They got to get it back up into the blue zone. If they can get a goal pretty quickly, then they can get a kickoff goal. Huggy up in the air high. If Zach can get a touch, that gets pushed away. It's looking like that's going to go off to the side, but it doesn't matter. The Surge pick up the first game of the semifinals.
Really good stuff coming out of Surge. Showing up, not scared at all about Vikings and what they can do. Surge are playing their own game, and they're playing the right game. Let's see what the Vikings can do to turn this around. I said it earlier, passes, they got to find each other. There's plenty of open space in the field. The Surge are kind of, once they got the few goal lead, they kind of just hunkered down and let Vikings get it on their side sometimes. Like, they weren't afraid to reset, and that was good out of them. But Vikings maybe need to go for some bumps or demos to try to throw Surge off the rotation and free up some space again to pass. Huggy's up top with 4 shots right now. Zach needs to get a few more onto target. I like to see Slurp wake up and show us what he can really do as a player. And I think that's going to be a really good game, game 2 coming forward.
Slurp is such a talented player. I am sure he's going to bounce back in the next game. We do want to see, as you said, more passes, more creativity out of this Vikings offense. Pretty tough, though, once Surge got that lead. I mean, they just hunkered down, played great defense with their rotations, and were set. So hopefully we'll see some nice touches out of this Vikings offense, so we can see a a more competitive game in game 2. I mean, that one was tight near the end, but hopefully we can see some fireworks. We are coming up in game 2. The Surge are up 1-0 in this series, and we are ready to start game 2. Players are on the field. I think this is, if I'm not mistaken, this is a best of 5 still, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is best of 5. Finals will be a best of 7.
So you don't want to go down 2 games. This is almost a must-win for the Vikings. Otherwise, they're going to have to reverse sweep. Sure, they're capable of that, but maybe not against that Surge defense. Zach up in the air. Ball floating around. Wright should be able to get this. He does get it past Huggy, but that leaves an opening for Zach. He can get across. He goes under it. Slurp being aggressive. He was aggressive in that first game too, but unfortunately couldn't get enough passes over to his teammates. I've seen Huggy many times able to get the ball at least out to midfield, but his teammates not necessarily following him up. And so they've been stuck in their zone. Surge been doing a great job. Wright seems to be lost a little bit. Let's see if that's gonna make them pay. But Slurp's not able to get that up in the air. Huggy with a nice save. Great job of getting that to the side, but right there in the lower 90.
Wright's there to put it in. Huggy, good job touching that wide. Sonu just comes over the top and Goombas Huggy. And Wright just puts it right where it needs to be, in the net.
So, Surge again with the first goal, fairly early in the game. Slurp misses that. That was a free goal, but a difficult angle. But they need everything they can get. Huggy's been doing a good job of getting that ball around, trying to make plays. He's been able to, I've seen Huggy get the ball like around the walls and around the corner, but his teammates not always there. So we'll see if they become a little bit more aggressive without opening themselves up for counterattacks with the demo. Slurp just takes out guy. He's on a rampage.
This man is out for blood. He's just killing every single person. Oh my word.
So he has 3 demos in a row, but the ball back in his half. See if they can get it back upfield. Nice try right there.
Great pass play.
Oh, well, there you go.
You wanted some fireworks in game 2. Here are the fireworks.
Right, that's what we wanted. Zach has a chance right here. He's got Ether Ninja in a difficult position, but it hits the crossbar and drops down.
Slurp!
Huggy! He's having trouble getting to the ball. Slurp tries the back pass. Ether Ninja able to clear the ball to midfield, but Slurp keeps it in. The Vikings it's like 4 or 5 guys to the ball, but they still cannot get it. They have peppered this goal with shots, and they have another chance right here, but they are not able to get it into the goal, even when it's wide open. Huggy, another shot. Sonu, nice, but that's going to drop down. Slurp has a chance right. And then Zach, this is some craziness. Love to see the aggressiveness from the Vikings, and you got to think it's going to pay off eventually.
They're just knocking on the door. Vikings are saying, we're here. Do not forget about us. But they still have to open the door. They're knocking, but Surge aren't opening the door. They're like, no, please, no, come in. Oh,
yeah, they've just missed a few things. And then, Zach, nice block right there. Otherwise, that would have been a goal. Sonu misses it. Seems to me like the Surge, they're panicking. They're rushing a little bit on their hits. I feel like they're a little frazzled. Let's see if they calm down and take control, but they're whiffing a lot. Let's see what the Vikings can do. Nice control by Huggy. He has a chance. Zach to his left, but he decides to try to power it through. He can't do it, but Slurp there. A shot to the side. Zach. That's another time that Zach had the chance, but difficult angle. Not able to get it. Huggy's going to be able to come in. So the Vikings with, again, more pressure, but can't find the back of the net.
Great pressure coming from Vikings again. We got a minute left on the clock. I want to see the same kind of aggression coming from them and try to pass that ball. They're just going to try to take this out middle by himself. Up in the air, over 1. Right to Zach. Just like that. Keep up that.
Oh, Wright was in the perfect position for that. And again, he's just playing goalie. They have less than a minute left. Surge hanging on by their fingernails. They are just trying everything they can to stop this Viking team. It seems like the Vikings, all they need to do is just get one in, and then the floodgates might open, but they are having such trouble doing it. Slurp again. See if Slurp can make some magic happen. Get it down. Now it's going to go across. 30 seconds left. The Surge on the move. If they get a goal here, that might be lights out for the Vikings. Zach has a chance. Air dribbling all the way down and across the goal. That was a great chance, but just was not going to be able to. Huggy was not going to be able to get to that. So Ether Ninja looks like he's going to take it slow. Huggy's going to crash in there. Somebody's got to get to the ball, but unfortunately, Slurp cannot make the dunk. That is looking like it. The Surge go up 2-0 in this series over the Vikings.
Gotta commend Surge on that. Played really well. At the end, you saw the Ninja, instead of just smashing the ball, which everyone was expecting him to do, 10, 15 seconds left, he ends up just controlling the ball, letting it drop, and just buying more time. Yeah,
that was a great move. Sometimes you see people try to control the ball right in front of the net, so dangerous, but he was in the corner. He knew he was safe. He was just trying to buy time. It worked. I was surprised the Vikings kind of backed off. They really didn't know what he was going to do. But the Vikings worked so hard. They had 11 shots on the Surge. Surge only had 3 shots. So what do the Vikings have to do to convert some of these shots into goals?
I think what they're going to need to do is go for the demo. As you saw, they just got guys camping the net under this pressure. The Surge were feeling that pressure. We talked about it last game when they got up. When the Surge goes up, all they're going to do is sit back. They're going to let Vikings attack, and they're going to try to just clean the ball out and take it away. And it looks like we have a sub coming in for Huggy. Cordell Walker has joined the match.
All right, so we have Cordell Walker in for the Vikings, right? Mm-hmm. See if they can change something up. Maybe that's what they'll need to do. I know oftentimes you'll have a team come in with a new player, and it doesn't matter, how well that player plays. It changes up everything as you play. Very difficult for the other team oftentimes. So hopefully this will help the Vikings out. And let's see if they can get some more passes, maybe a little bit more control.
Definitely some more control. I'd like to see them really dictate the pace of this game. They did a very good job of dictating the offensive pressure, but where the shakiness was coming in was defense. Sometimes that whiff or two, or miscommunication, that double commit. But I think what they got to do is to stop Sonu from scoring.
Yes, Sonu has been on the board every game, I believe, and he starts here, pushes his own teammate out of the way, and says, "No, I got this."
Great work from Sonu. But the Vikings got to respond quickly. If there's still 44 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock, and they got to respond quickly. I need to see a response from them.
Usually they come out and respond pretty well after they get scored on, more aggressive, but this is kind of dangerous here. Cordell Walker coming in a little bit cold. Hopefully he can still make some good touches. His teammates are missing some things here, but they're able to get it out there. That's actually a nice pass to Zach. Looks like that's going to be able to drop in. It does off the ceiling.
Great stuff. Slurp with the pop out, and Zach just gets the little dunkaroonie on Ninja and pops straight up. Right in the goal, little T-Rex.
That's right, calculated off the ceiling. That's really all you need, is to have a couple of touches downfield to beat the defense. See if they can do that more often. Zach has a chance right here. Slurp takes it. Ether Ninja, nice little save. I didn't even think that was going to drop in, but it would have. Ether Ninja, that's 3 saves in a row. He gets that ball out. Sonu up. Ether Ninja in the cherry picker position, trying to pass it down. Zach's able to get the block, but nice. Cordell Walker fast to the ball, able to get it down. Zach up in the air. This should be a goal if they can just squeeze it by the post. Unable to do so, so it is going back down the field. Now we're getting it on. These two teams, talented teams, finally going back and forth and showing what they're made of.
Both teams are definitely awake and ready to go. Surge, this net's open. Is it going to go in? Oh, it's off the post.
That's one of those bounces off the post that is so hard to read. Very fortunate for the Vikings that it just popped out where it did. And now they are back in the surge zone. Zach with a nice pass, but just straight to the goal. Slurp's already retreated back to get that. Slurp's really been all over the midfield for his team, but it's going to be really up to, I think, some of his teammates to be able to make those touches. Cordell, very aggressive and fast, and I think that's been helping in this game so far. Other Ninja up. Slurp steals it. Not able to get it over him, though. So I like to see, I like this aggressiveness that we see out of the Vikings so far, and it seems like it's got the surge kind of backing off.
Yeah, they've been really taking possession back and doing well with it and keeping the pressure on. One thing I see where they're, oh, that's so close from Other Ninja, right? Just couldn't be there quick enough. It was a great ball. One thing I like to see is their defense on the counterattacks. We've seen Surge really dangerous in this game 3 now after Cordell got brought in. A lot of their chances are just off counterattacks. And I think if Vikings can deal with that, they're going to see the pressure coming back from their side, and we're going to see another goal from them.
They are working their way back on defense, but they have had the advantage in shots right here. Slurp's able to get it out before Wright can get to it. That was a close one. Surge, still only 3 shots in the game, all by Sonu, who scored the only goal for them. Whereas we have a balanced attack from the Vikings. They've been more aggressive. Sonu continuing to attack. He's the only one so far on his team with shots, but they've been doing a good job of keeping it in the Viking zone. That was a nice pass. Yeah, that would have been a goal because I don't think the defender was in. Oh, the counter-attack goal from Zach for the lead.
Great stuff. We're just talking about those clears, and Slurp gets a really banging clear, and Zach's able to creep up a little bit and actually get ahead of the ball from Sonu.
Yeah, Zach had to make that touch. Otherwise, Sonu would have made that save, or at least would have gotten a piece of that ball. So Zach getting up there, leaking out for that pass. Want to see more of that. Other Ninja. Cordell with the block. A minute left. Vikings up. This is their first lead of the entire series, and this is an elimination game. They must win this game. All 3 Vikings in their box trying to keep that ball out. Let's see what their defense is like. Other Ninja, nice stop right here, but he gets blocked, basically body blocked by Zach. Zach puts it on goal past Sonu. Zach coming alive for the Vikings.
Zach, he gets that hat trick, wins the 50 over Ninja, and Wright has to make a challenge quickly before Sonu can get back to net. And Zach just buries it away. He's feeling it. 3 goals from Zach, 4 shots.
And this is not at all unexpected. We see Cordell Walker doesn't have like a lot of points or a lot of shots, but he's been quick to the ball. I think his team is playing different. It's almost as if, sometimes it's not really the player. It's just you need a little bit of a change, something fresh. And it seems like it's working for the Vikings, and it's kind of got the Surge a little bit shook up. They're down by 2 goals. They still have a chance if they can get a goal. They need it soon. Let's see if Sonu's dropping all the way back. I don't think that's going to help. Yeah, they have very little chance now. Oh, but that pinch. My Lord, pinch. Look at that thing.
Going in?
Let's see if Sonu can get it. No, Slurp puts it aside. So the Vikings, with their backs against the wall, will take game 3. And now this is a series.
We've got it. Big switch coming from Cordell coming in, and I think the rotations are a little bit different, a little bit cleaner, and Zach and Slurp are able to step up. And 3 goals for Zach, 3 goals for Slurp. We said it before we started. These guys have to find each other, and they have to do it quickly. And no better time to do or die now, being down 2.
Well, I had a chance to glance at chat. It looks like the Tornadoes swept the Alpha Squadron, which is, you feel for Alpha Squadron, but I think, a lot of people expected the Tornadoes to advance. So we have Surge up 2-1 on the Vikings for the privilege to go to the finals and play against the Tornadoes. So let's see what happens. The Vikings are still in an elimination game. So this is still a match point for the Surge. up 2-1 here. We are going to game 4.
Going to be another big chance for Vikings to step up. Their backs are against the wall. It's do or die. You know, this is all the hard work put into the season, and it all comes down to playoffs. And right now, they're going to take it one game at a time. Let's see how they do.
Absolutely. I think we are going to see a fantastic game. It wouldn't surprise me at all to see the Vikings win this with the momentum they have, but I think the Surge are going to really respond to that game, and we'll see if that happens. But I think this is going to be a great game. We'll see how it finishes. So far, both teams aggressive, just going at the ball, what we want to see in the playoffs. So, nice back pass to Sonu. Don't know if he meant to do that, but it was wonderful to watch. Let's see if they can continue with some creative passes. We have Zach for the Vikings to Slurp. Slurp's a high flyer, but it seems like he's missed quite a few aerials, touches. It could be that maybe he's trying a little too hard to try to get the perfect angle on the ball when he goes up in the air. But at least his team is still in this thing. Let's see if he can get, he gets a nice solid touch right there. Other Ninja able to sweep that out. Cordell Walker, Slurp, nice demo of the goalie. That's going to help if they can, but Zach misses it. This is a chance for Wright to get it out, but Sonu's hanging back. I don't know if he's going to be able to get to that in time. Zach is instead. Nice little pop over, but it is coming back for Wright.
Ooh.
Both teams going back and forth. Physical play, fast play. Love to see this. Cordell with a shot. Almost got it past him. And no scoring so far. Not even many shots, but there's a lot of activity. And both teams are just going at it as hard as they can.
There's so much pressure coming from Vikings in each rotation. They're really keeping the last guy back and turning and dispossessing Surge when they can. Right, looking for the second touch. Ninja.
Oh, wonderful positioning by Zach. That was a great play by Ninja, but Zach just snuffed it out. And again, he is there right with the backflip, but he still is able to get it past his teammates, though. Already dropped back. Sonu should be able to take care of this. Slurp can't get there. Cordell looked like he was going to try to drop it down to control it. Didn't work. Other Ninja should have this. He does, but it goes right to Slurp. We are about halfway through the game. We are scoreless, but this is an opportunity. Very good clears. Not always big power clears, but both teams have done a good job of being able to get the small touches away from their goal and out of danger.
Got Zach and Slurp coming together. Zach going to try to force this through. It's close. One thing I want to say is Vikings are a little, I don't know if they're a little too antsy. They've been clustered up a lot of times, and I don't know if their comms are as clear as they should be, which is strange because the last game they played so well. Maybe it's nerves, but I like still more demos. The net opens up a lot with those demos that Slurp's been bringing in.
Zach all the way up for the shot under the crossbar.
Great job. Slurp comes in, donks Ninja, and Zach's the first one up over right into this ball and puts it so high up. No one from Surge is getting to that ball. That is a great shot. Good pass.
A perfect shot from Zach, just under the crossbar. He is basically dominating the game at this point with his scoring. So timely because they need this game, otherwise they will be going home.
Big
and I did notice them
right.
bunching. Yeah. So Zach has another chance right here. Demos coming up left and right. Slurp, nice touch there. Cordell. I think I've seen Cordell. He's quick to the ball. He's been quick to the ball, since he's come in to the last game. But there have been times where I felt I'm not sure what happened, but that was a nice pass play and basically an open goal.
Yeah, Ninja just drops the ball middle. Slurp again, quick to the challenge, giving them no time to breathe in the midfield, and ends up falling right into Zach's lap. And Zach just scoops that goal up, and he said, "Give me another one." Looking for another hat trick.
That is a critical goal for the Vikings to go up 2-0. Surge have been so solid on defense, and this just flies right in, right off the kickoff.
I want to say Caster's curse. Zach gets caught up on the corner, and apologize for the curse, Zach. It's all on me. But 2-1 Vikings is Surge are coming back. They got their goal. It's a 1-goal lead.
That's right. Let's see the Surge kind of open it up a little bit. Been playing so well on defense up until just recently. So let's see if they can open up the offense a little bit. And I'm sure this is the time to do it. A minute left. They're down by a goal. Get this tied up. Have a chance at winning this series in 4 games. The Vikings, though, they don't want any of that. They definitely want to get this game, move it to a decisive 5th. Slurp has a chance if he can get to it. And he's going to drop back. Knew he wasn't going to win that 50-50. But he drops it down right in front of his goal. Dangerous. This is in front of the box. Everybody at it. Sonu against the crossbar.
Vikings are going to try to get this ball out of their half as quickly as they can. That was some dangerous stuff. That was definitely a scary moment for them.
That was. And then Sonu hits it like right next to his goal. All right, guys, calm down a bit. You got this. 2-1, 20 seconds left. Vikings just have to play some solid defense. Meanwhile, the Surge are buzzing around their net, trying everything they can. Sonu, he's the guy that's been scoring goals, hits it right at Slurp, flies across the goal for the... Oh, and he hits Other Ninja out of the way. Slurp just doing everything. Looks like when it drops down, it does. The Vikings tie the series up. We are going to Game 5.
Whoa, what an exciting series this has been. Back and forth between both teams. And Slurp just decides to bully everyone on the field. He's having none of it. He's just demoing. He's knocking people out. It's good stuff. But Sonu a little quiet. Especially this past game. It seemed like for most of the game, Ninja was getting most of their team's points for their score. And I'm not sure if that was just him trying to do some too much solo or not trying to find the right passes. You saw when Wright and Sonu almost connected for that back pass. Like that was really like good pass for Surge and created a good opportunity.
Yeah, we've seen Sonu score it. We've seen Other Ninja. He's been the guy for his team to really kind of try to control the ball, doing a lot of the clears, trying to set things up when he can. But it would be great to see more, all 3 guys involved in that. And they did have the shots. So they had 6 shots, more shots than the Vikings, but they could not get enough goals in. The Vikings, especially Slurp there at the end, he has basically took it on himself and said, there is no way we're losing this game. So we are going to the decisive Game 5. This is it. All right, chat, tell us, are we going to see a reverse sweep, or are we going to see the Surge come back and clinch this? And here we go. Sonu high up in the air. See if he can get a touch. Slurp. Those are the high flyers so far for their teams. They've been up in the air. This is going to drop. The Slurp and Zach both in the same place, but Wright can't get the touch, and Slurp gets the opening goal.
Good stuff from Slurp to follow this, read this ball from Sonu onto the wall, ends up getting it back because Wright has no boost. He can't get back in time, and the pace of Slurp has been showing all series long. Is just really starting to show, and good for him to wake up in Game 5. Big stuff. That's one of those double commits. You're like, no, yes. We'll take it. Slurp is playing well since the end of that last game. He's been getting more touches. Perfect pass there for Cordell, but Sonu snuffs it out. He's going to try to take it down. Zach with a nice challenge. Another 50-50. Wright is able to win that. Cordell's all by his lonesome, but he should be able to get that. 2 guys double commit. That's dangerous. Cordell by himself. Nice job of buying time with that little touch right there, but they are still in trouble in their zone. They're double committing often, but fortunately they did not pay for it so far. Oh, this is going to drop. Now Cordell with a nice little pass. If Slurp can get to it. Blocked away. Cordell can't get to it. Guys are starting to rush a little bit. See if they can calm it down. Nice catch by Wright. He gets dunked though. Other Ninja has to get the touch, but it doesn't matter. It is going in. The Vikings up 2-0. Wright tries to get this ball quick onto his car to flick it to Stone, it looks like. But Slurp ends up getting that dunk. And there's so much pace on the ball. Ninja's on his heels, and he can't turn around and get that out quite enough in time.
No, there's pretty much no way he could have gotten that unless he was able to pop it up over the crossbar. And they are in trouble again. Wright is by himself. Other Ninja. Sonu, nice touch out. That might give them a chance. If Sonu can get past Cordell, he does have it past him. It is now just 2-1. The Surge maybe on the move.
Yeah, we've seen Surge respond pretty well when they've been down goals. They responded pretty well last series or last game, and they're doing it again this time. Vikings are still having a hard time actually getting past that Surge defense. It's still a close game. But what they need to do now is for the Surge to put these balls away to tie this game up.
Yeah, some of the Vikings goals have been those longer goals. Those are the things that Surge have to watch for. But when the Surge are set in their defensive zone, they've been really solid, not giving up too many good scoring opportunities. So good at getting touches like that out. So we'll see. They can continue to do that just to keep it close and then try to counter and get a goal upfield. Ninja with a nice pop, but Slurp kills that ball up. That was a nice job. Other Ninja again. Cordell gets it. So we'll see if these long shots work. They don't seem to be, but you never know what will happen, especially with a guy following up. Sonu up high over Cordell for the tie.
Sonu with the big speed coming off this. Ninja pops on the wall, and Slurp can't get to there, but Sonu reads it coming off the wall really well and places it so beautifully. Great shot, Sonu.
So hard that Cordell had no chance. I mean, he was in position, could not get up there fast enough. The game is tied halfway through. This is pretty much what you would hope for in a Game 5 deciding match. We only have 2 minutes left. Let's see what we got so far. Surge coming back. Ball hanging out, though, in their zone. Slurp and Zach both there. Zach backs off. Cordell comes up. Zach should be able to handle that. Slurp's in good position. He should be able to get to that.
Great clear from Slurp.
Yeah, these teams are starting to calm down a little bit, which is great to see them like that. Slurp with the pass to Cordell.
Cordell could not ask for a better pass. He just catches the ball, jukes out Wright and Ninja. Cordell just slides it right in. Party balloon.
Highlight play. Love to see those types of plays. And we got it in the Game 5 for the lead. The Vikings have 2 minutes left to make it to the finals. Let's see what the Surge can do. They've been taking more long shots, though. I don't know if that's gonna work well on this Vikings defense. They feel kind of reinvigorated. Kind of feel like the Surge are gonna have to come up with some passing plays, just like the Vikings did right there.
Yeah, Surge are gonna have to really push this ball forward, and I think they have to look for the counter again, especially with Vikings being still pretty proactive on their Surge side of the field.
Yeah, you have all three Vikings up right now. If the Surge can just get that ball downfield, but Slurp with the nice control buys time for his team. They are up a goal, so they can basically just wind the clock down, not be too aggressive. That's the one thing you do have to be careful about, not to get countered. So let's see, Slurp up. Zach's able to keep the block that forward, but he is stuck in the goal. Vikings are tracking down Other Ninja right across Slurp's face.
Great stuff coming from Ninja. He gets the big clear off this wall. Good read, takes it high, ends up just hitting it with so much pace that it's right behind Slurp, and he can't stop his momentum to get back. 3-3, 55 on the clock.
Both of these teams solid on defense when they're set and they can see balls coming in, but when you have that type of play, those bang-bang plays, they've been having trouble being able to stop those, and you can't just count on that. So both teams are going to have to be careful of that. Cordell down over the defense, and we are going back and forth. Vikings in the lead.
Man, this is a roller coaster of emotions. Cordell gets up so quickly and just buries it. Again, it's the teams are getting scored on when their defensive rotations aren't fully cycled through. They're still in transition, and it's got a high-scoring game. It's 30 seconds on the clock almost, and we got to see Surge respond. They have to respond to this.
And they do. Oh, Sonu! So close. Oh, I expected that to go in, even though it wasn't going to either way. But great play. Let's see. Sona able to get it out. Nice pass to other Ninja. Ninja can just get this down for Right. If he can control this ball, pop it. Perfect. If Right can get to it, Slurp with a great pop. That could be it. Less than 10 seconds left. The Surge must score here. They have no time left. Let's see if they can get it. Oh, and that is going to be it. The Vikings reverse sweep, and they are moving on to the finals of the Major League playoffs.
That's the dagger right there. Congratulations to the Vikings making it to the final. Surge played one hell of a game. That you couldn't ask for a better series. That was fantastic. But we might get one.
Incredible finish.
We might get one in the finals. It's the best of 7. I'm looking forward to it. Brian, how are you looking forward to it? Gonna be good.
It's going to be great. That was just an incredible series. I think once the Vikings kind of got those jitters out of the way early in that series, I mean, they turned it on. Cordell Walker, they switched up lineups, and nothing against Huggy, but it just changed things. I think they were maybe a little bit faster. And, you know, they were able to get some stuff past the Surge that they were not able to in those first 2 games. And that was probably the difference. The Surge, though, great comeback in that last game until those final seconds. Just an incredible finish to that game. Even though it's a 2-goal win, I mean, it was just right down to the wire.
Yeah, the whole series was close. Besides a few games that I think the most we saw was 2 or 3 goals difference. And once the Vikings ended up catching and realizing they could catch the Surge in that defensive rotation and exploit that weakness, that's when they started really keeping that pressure on the Surge half and came through. Just likewise, Surge, they knew they could catch the Vikings later and ended up coming back on almost with tying the game. I mean, 3 times they tied the game? That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, it was really one of those series. Such a joy to watch. I'm sure it was your stomach probably tied up all in knots if you're playing in that series. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's just an exciting thing to be a part of, even if you lose, even though it's disappointing. But congratulations to the Vikings for making it to the finals to face the Tornadoes. And before we go any further, I do want to mention that we will be announcing the MVP of the conferences in the Major League, as well as the overall MVP. So I don't know if we want to do that, or if we have any other housekeeping before we do that.
No, we'll just announce the MVPs.
All right, that sounds great. So for your Solar Conference MVP of the Major League, drum roll please, it is Hell from the Liches. Congratulations, Hell. Fantastic season for you and your team. You are the MVP, conference MVP. For the Lunar Conference MVP, we just saw him lead his team to the final. Slurp from the Vikings. Congratulations, Slurp. And our league MVP, our Major League MVP, is none other than Slurp.
Hey!
Congratulations! I'm sure he'd probably rather win the championship. So, but league MVP is an awesome thing. So whatever happens in the finals, Slurp can take that from this season. So congratulations to Slurp and Hell on their MVPs.
Congratulations, and we'll see if Slurp can get that championship in the finals. We're just going to take a short break while we set everything up. I'll just put on some music and you guys can chill out.
Yeah, Chet needs to chill.